Okay, so we're going to trust that Keywest's measurements are, I guess, centered. So we're 12 inches in between both these hinges here. So half of that, looking at about 6 inches. I'm going to mark it there. And it's a little bit longer on the bottom, of course. So it's not exact. There, it's a little off. Oh well. So we're just going to go by the front one. So we're going to go ahead and measure this. This is around, what is this, about 6 3/4. Half of 6 3/4 is, I have no idea. I'm going to do it on my calculator. So after I measured the center from these two hinges, I centered out the plate. Then I went ahead and used a pencil and marked where my 6 holes are for the bolts. And you can see I actually pushed it back up to the edge here, and the reason why is because there's a bulkhead that sits right here, so I'm going to be right on the edge there. So I'm going to have to see after I get the bolts through whether I can put a whole 1-inch fender washer on it or not. I guess it's I'm going to have to see that when I get to that point. What's neat about this setup is everything will be done within this locker, so make sure you empty everything out and everything will clear under here. So you can see those little screws there from the anchor locker. Okay, to install this, I'm going to show you what I'm going to be using for tools. So you're going to need a 7/16 wrench, 7/16 deep socket. You can use 3/8 or 1/4-inch ratchet, whichever you prefer. You're going to need some fender washers. And these are 1/4-inch holes. And then I picked up from my local hardware store 1/4-20 lock nuts, stainless steel, of course. And I picked up a package of 1/4-20 flatheads, so they sit flush on the base. Now, unfortunately, this is the only length that the store had today, but for this boat, for the Keywest 1720, you really only need 1.5 inches, not 3 inches. This is a little overkill. Now, to drill the hole for these, so I got the threaded mount. So unfortunately, this flange is quite large, so you're going to need a hole saw that is 2 3/4 inch. So that's what you're going to need for that. And you're also going to need a 1/4-inch drill bit on a drill to drill the 6 holes for the side here. All right. So holes in. Let's see. Let's make sure that I actually lined them up right. Let's see if this fits. Okay, perfect. All right, very nice, very nice. Yeah, good. All right, go ahead and throw some. I'm just using some life caulk. I like the clear because it's just nicer to clean up. Just around that. Of course, do a little bit around each hole here. Right. I think I put more than enough on there. And then we're gonna face it this way. There we go. Kind of seated in there, moving around a little bit. Okay. And we're gonna add our screws. And hopefully I did a good enough job so all the screws go in smoothly. And this next part, you may need somebody else here to give you a hand. So somebody can turn the screws while the other person holds the washer and nut on the bottom side. Now, use a screw bit. I want to go ahead and, oh yeah, definitely might help have two people. Okay, so after the assistance, I was able to get that one, which is right up against the bulkhead. But I got it in there. Right, so that's with the pedestal installed. And I did purchase the Milenium Marine seat with the adjuster.